All right, what's going on, friends? Aaron Michael Eschenberg here, bringing you your daily horoscope for Friday, the 12th of April, 2019. Here comes a puppy. What are you doing? Coming hanging out? All right, you can't see her. Come here, Aya. Oh, all right, come up here. Oh, look at the cuteness. All right, she's here to brighten up this video on this Friday. So, what's going on today? Let me show you the chart for a second. Let's go right into that. Bia! Okay, here we go. So we've got sun here at 22 degrees. All right, north node, 22 degrees. Look at the moon here, 20 degrees of Cancer. Okay, this is Cancer down here. If you can see that little 69, that is Cancer. Moon. And the north node is going to conjunct the north. The moon is going to conjunct the north node here at 22 degrees. The sun is at 22 degrees. It means the south node is also at 22 degrees. And of course, so we've got this square. We've been dealing with this square the past couple of days. It's going to intensify today as it is exact. And we can see over here Mercury up here in Pisces, 24 degrees Pisces. Okay, making an exact square as well to Jupiter up here, 24 degrees of Sagittarius. All right, so what does all of this mean? We're still caught, like we're still caught in between. It's like there's two roads in front of us. You know, the good wolf, the bad wolf, kind of a thing. On the left side, you know, we have this idea and this concept, of success, or this attention, like we were talking about the other day, is going to come through this concept of material goods, of showing a flashiness, gaining attention through how much money, flash, not a sense of authenticity, you know, like gaining like the popular of the crowd, through like a fad. Okay, that's maybe the best way I can put this right now, like a fad. Okay, and the fad is like ever changing, so it's just like to be the coolest person of the fad is, well, I mean, you don't want to take away from your credit, whomever, whatever, but that's not the goal. The goal is like the authenticity. Okay, so over here is this is the kind of the bad wolf. This is the old mentality, that we've been going on. And then over here is this heart and home. We have Cancer, the moon in the north node, all in Cancer at 22 degrees. The sun, 22 degrees. We've got this big square. We have to transform this old past of what we think success is. Do we think success is how much money's in the bank account at the end of the day? Is it my personal success and glory solely? You know, sun is in Aries. This is about self. Or is this how many, we determine this of ourselves? Is this how many people that we can help along the way? You know, what happens if you get everything you want in life? What if you just blinked your eyes and all of a sudden you have everything? You have the relationship that you want, the relationship of your dreams. You have the job of your dreams, the home of your dreams. Whether you want a family with a bunch of kids, or you want some animals, or you want to travel the world and not have any of those kind of responsibilities. If you were living the complete life that you wanted to live, you had it all. How could you give back? What can you do now? What's the next step? How do we bring this sense into alignment of having it, of completion, of success? What is this success now? Is it sharing that with other people? Becoming a philanthropist? Or, holding the door open for someone? Writing a book? Teaching workshops? I don't know. Yada, 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 yada. You gotta, you'll figure that out for whatever makes sense for you. So what is success for you? We're changing the idea of what that success is. When I was a kid, truthfully, I wanted a Lamborghini. I thought, I'm not a huge car guy. I'm really not. But I thought the Lamborghini was the coolest looking car. Yellow Lamborghini Countach. And I was like, oh, it's $300,000. Okay, well, I'll just get, $100,000 and get 3 of those. $300,000. That'll be easy to get, easy to obtain in my life, right? A little naive little kid. I didn't know how much $300,000 is. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to save a lot of allowance. Now I'm older. It's just like, could I honestly? even if I had a bank account of millions of dollars, could I buy myself a Lamborghini for $300,000 and $350,000? No, absolutely not. You know, over the time, this has changed. My concept of driving in style has changed. You know, so as is our basis of self and how we represent ourselves to the world, our actions that we're moving forward in doing. Who are we self? You know, am I driven by my career? Have we been? You know, the old Lady Gaga famous quote, you know, your career's not going to wake up one day and say it doesn't love you and leave you. So sometimes we can marry our careers and we stop, you know, focusing in on people. Well, why? Why bury ourselves in the career? Well, we get more money. Well, more money buys us more freedoms. More freedoms to do what? Sit by yourself? Sit by yourself on the beach? To sit in your hotel room by yourself? To walk the streets alone by yourself? Now, traveling and journeying alone by yourself is a fantastic and awesome thing to do. I'm not saying to not do those things, but essentially there's camaraderie, you know, it's like community. That's where we're headed. You know, the age of Aquarius, we're talking about the community. We help each other out hand in hand, you know. I've got a stick, you've got a spade of a shovel. Together we've got a shovel, you know. So we are boom, smack dab caught in the middle of this stuff today. You know, and it's just like where we are leaning, where we should be leaning is toward that intuitive heart, home, faith in self, faith in the community, faith in authenticity, keeping it real, keeping it real on the streets. And then we have, right, the Mercury perfect square to Jupiter. This has already happened, right? It squared, then it retrograded backward, squared again. So this is the third square that we're going to have this year of this Jupiter-Mercury. And they're both in the signs of expansion. Jupiter is in its home sign of expansion within the limits of Saturn, within the laws of Saturn. If you were watching with me, I think yesterday, the day before, I was talking about that. You know, Jupiter is expansion within the laws of the third dimension, the laws of reality, where Pisces, Neptune, is expansion outside of the laws of reality. Again, there's no limits over here. There's no limits. Like, okay, Jupiter kind of science, a little bit more science. We can measure certain things over here. There's no measurement over here. This is the intangible, conceptual. All right. So when we have Jupiter squaring Mercury, where a lot of friends have reached out and they're like, dude, I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling stuck. I don't know. Is there a light at the end of this tunnel? This is going to help, okay? These last squares that are happening today are going to be major beneficial moving into this weekend. You know, the moon is going to move out of Cancer, which when the moon's in Cancer at home, it's always internal. You know, so the moon will be moving out later on Friday night into Leo, which is going to pick the energy up, okay? The moon is going to start moving away from the square, but it's moving closer, you know, the next tomorrow. It's going to square Pluto, exactly square Pluto, to like further change, you know, to stamp in, to perfect this transformation that's happening of us changing the concept of what a successful reality is, or a successful person is, or who am I in this world, in this form of success. And then the Jupiter Mercury is like the mental stuff, okay? Like we have to move past these blockages. We absolutely have to. This tension has been going on about what is real in this reality, what is in this physical world, and what can change, what is the intangible, what is the ever expanding, you know, beliefs, compassion, love, thoughts, my imagination. None of these things can be contained. I cannot be contained. I am a wrecking ball of energy, you know, positive wrecking ball of energy. But it can't be contained. This stuff can't be contained. So it's just like, look, we have, getting to the precise aspect here, we have a terrible thought of that if you're reflecting anger, then I need to reflect anger. And if I'm not reflecting the same anger that you're reflecting, if I'm staying in a place of peace, in a place of composed manner, that you'll be angry because I'm not being receptive to your anger. This is a lie. That is a lie. I don't have to repeat and reflect your anger to reciprocate. Okay. Now in communication, it's not up to us to determine how someone else interprets our words. The point is to be authentic in our words, authentic in what we speak. Let me say that again. It's not up to us to determine how someone else interprets our words. The most important point is to speak honestly from a place of vulnerability and compassion. And let me look at this again. We'll just show that real quick again, because Mercury's moving fast right now. All right. Now we've got, look, here we've got, this is the other aspect here. So Mercury, 24 degrees. Okay, Mercury's moving away, but it's still trining. It's still trining the North Node. It's still creating a sextile over here. Okay, and Venus on this Friday is creating a perfect sextile to Saturn. Okay, so that's the last piece of this puzzle, and that Venus is everything we love, want, and desire, exalted in the sign of Pisces, because it is limitless, like we're talking about. You can't just put your finger on it and say it's this. My love units is 17,000, and that's how I distribute them. Whatever, you know. This is limitless. This is boundless. This is rethinking, just like we're rethinking our communication, just like we're rethinking, you know, what the concept is of a successful individual in life, you know. If I was broke and in my funeral there was a bunch of people because I touched their lives somehow, that to me is more successful than if I had a bank account of millions and no one to give it to. I'm not dropping my mic, but that's a mic drop, man. Okay, so now love comes into this picture. Love. God, I've been hurt before. I don't ever want to experience love again. All of this stuff. Keep it tucked in. I want to keep it hidden. If I can hide this part of myself, I don't want to expose myself completely, because then I can be judged. Then that's not the person for you. You know, look, we are perfect as we are. We're a perfect yet ever expanding human being in a perfect yet ever expanding world, in a perfect yet ever expanding universe. Okay, you are perfectly you. And we align with our little antenna here, our giant antenna is aligning perfectly and creating the most perfect harmonious relationships to those that are in perfect resonance with us and ourselves. Okay, so this mega transformation, again, Pluto is still up there making this connection as well to Venus. Okay, this is big stuff. That's why these ones are a little bit longer right now. This is like mega transformation stuff. Okay, again, knowing, one, I deserve love. I am capable of love. I am worthy of every aspect of me being loved, you know. And I love this old, it's a Japanese like art culture thing called kinski, if I'm pronouncing that properly, where if you have like a clay pot and the clay pot breaks, okay, you put it back together and you mend it with gold. Okay, this becomes more beautiful each time that if ever falls and gets broken, because each time you're mending it with gold, making it more original, more unique, and stronger. This gold becomes stronger. So each time in our past that we've been knocked down, broken, heartbroken, okay, pain and hurt, we've picked ourselves up and put ourselves back together. And we've done it meticulously over the years, over the months, because it takes time to heal, you know, and we've been creating ourselves on a foundation of gold, right? Come on, we're making ourselves better than we were. We were better than the last every single time. We've learned something more. We're better, and eventually we're going to start to see these cracks and these things that we looked at as flaws as part of our own unique beautifulness that makes us who we are. Because if it wasn't for this, and this, we wouldn't have what we are. You know, it's like if the kid didn't knock it off when it was 2 and then 13, and then he threw the Nerf ball and knocked it over again when he was, you know, in high school, we wouldn't have had all of these cracks that could have been mended with all this beautiful gold that made it is exactly what it is today, you know. So Venus and Saturn, this is big stuff, transformational, alchemy, you know. Alchemy of love, alchemy of our thoughts, alchemy of expanding, alchemy. You know, this is mega transformational day, mega transformational Friday. So we're changing our concept of self, an idea of what success is. We're changing the concept of what communication is and how we can receive and give communication. Or that if that is a hard topic, that it has to come across as anger or an argument, it just simply doesn't, right? or to not be stingy with our love, to be able to give, to put ourselves out there, to share ourselves, to compliment, to appreciate, to love. Okay? It's a great day. Alchemical day of transformation. I hope you have an amazing Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you enough. We'll see you tomorrow.